what hit me as a lesson, so this is one you can take, which I didn't know, this is what I picked up on. I said I've stopped drinking, stopped vaping, putting really good habits into place, like the green juices, the walks, the gym, just everything to make sure there's a clean slate. So if grief hits, I know it's grief and it's not something else that I could have done better. Like it's not my diet, it's not me having alcohol, it's not me not going for walks. I know what it is when it is. Now my hypothesis for that is true, but not as true as I thought it was, because I felt I had a bit of a cold and I felt a bit sick. Now, I also then labeled it as, oh, this is a grief downward wave that I'm on, and I'm feeling low energy and I feel the physical symptoms of grief right now. But then I was like, or is it just a cold? And I didn't know. I'm like, which one was it? Is this a grief wave that's causing low energy physical symptoms? Or is it physical cold symptoms causing low energy and low mood? So there's still confusion there. And then I was like, does that mean then for the rest of my life, every single time I get a cold or a slight illness, I'm going to go, that's grief? So this is where I'm still figuring it out. But I do know that if I wasn't doing all these positive things, I wouldn't have that clarity to think like that. I would be like, okay, well, maybe it's this causing it. So that was an interesting one. I'll learn over time. I think there's no answer to that. I think as I get older and live with this longer and longer, I'll know the difference when it's feeling a bit sick and when it's a grief wave hitting. Because I was a bit like, well, it's my brother's birthday coming up on the weekend. Maybe there's some subconscious thing going on. I did dream about him a bit. So, or it could be a bit of both. If you're watching and you know, or if you can relate to this, please tell me, because I'm really early in this journey. So if you're watching and you're further along and that relates, and yeah, you can tell me what it might be. Or what your experience is, then I'm all open to that, because I want to learn as much as I can. So yeah, that was some insights. So it's not a lesson really, it's more of this is something I've noticed. There's some other things I thought about as well. I don't know, my mind works quite funny, I think. But I don't know if you ever get it, but you know, if you have random thoughts pop in your head, and you're like, I don't know where that came from, but suddenly you're thinking about something. I thought about randomly the line from Fight Club. I don't know why. I haven't watched Fight Club. Brad Pitt hadn't even been on the screen or TV, but I just thought about the line from Fight Club where Tyler Durden says, it's only when you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. I think that's what it is. I think that's what he says. It's only when you've lost everything that you're free to do everything. It's only when you lost everything that you're free to do anything, I think. And it made me think that, I don't know why it popped in my head, but it did. It made me think that this might be why I feel like a freedom to do as much as I can now. And I have total clarity on things of like what gives me value, and not putting stuff off, doing things that I've thought I would put off or was putting off, and doing them now, and having this drive, motivation, determination to fill the day with productive stuff as much as possible. But the same time as that, I've lost my brother in an horrific, traumatic way. But also at the same time, it makes me realize that I've got so much to be thankful for as well. I've got my parents, I've got family, I've got really great friends, I've got people who, even like people I go and chat in the coffee shop with, like, and then I've got so much to be grateful for in life. I've got the ability to do this. I've got my health, like, so it feels like that phrase from that film, I don't know, this is going off on a tangent because this is just literally just things popping in. It felt like that in that film was like, you lose everything and then it gives you the freedom to do what you want. And it sort of relates to me a bit, but it's just a random thought.